Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining. So today we're going to be reacting to a new artist that I've never heard of before. They are called NEMOPHILA and it's the song Oiran, live 2021, and this was requested by Clint. So thank you so much, Clint, for requesting this new artist and introducing me to them. So we're gonna look at the live performance of them. So let's go for it. Hey. way. Wow, that was proper hard rock, wasn't it? Especially you guys. I feel like if I did that when I was singing, my voice would have been mash up afterwards. But like she kept singing afterwards, and yeah, she may have had like a raspiness to her voice, but it didn't even mess up her voice. I feel like I'd be intrigued to know how like heavy metal, like hard rock bands actually, like the singers at least, how they actually can maintain their vocal like protection and be able to keep singing with doing the like what do they use? Like I'd be intrigued to know. So if anybody does know a bit more about the vocal side of like hard rock bands and heavy metal bands and like in their vocal like techniques and stuff, I'd love to know. I'd be intrigued because that like heavy metal rock isn't the side that I usually listen to or even sing myself. So anyone that does know that side I would appreciate. But yeah, I think it was really cool. They're definitely extremely talented. She's got a great voice, and her versatility within her voice is like, yeah, you can definitely see that she has like a grand voice that she can really, she can really sing loud and you can hear her and it's clear, it's in tune. But then she can also do like those heavy metal type vibes with like the screaming, I guess. I don't know if there's like a technical word for it, but like the screaming, that side of when she uses her throat and stuff like that. So it was really cool to see. And I think the fact that it's like a female, I don't think I've ever seen a female heavy metal band or a female singer, lead singer, do heavy metal like that. So it's quite empowering in a way, and it's quite nice to see. I also really like how they're obviously all women as well. I feel like they are Japanese, and I feel like now being introduced to Love Bites and things like that, I'm seeing that there's so many all female bands out there, which is really nice to see. So it's good to be introduced to another one. But I just wanted to have a little look at the lyrics. But no one can stop me, so leave it to me now. We can do anything, sing with me, dance with me. So they obviously had some lyrics in Japanese and some lyrics in English. So I couldn't find an English translation of the Japanese bit, so I kind of got like a interpretation of the lyrics, which I'll look at that in a second actually, because I don't want that to sort of change my perspective on what I'm about to say. But yeah, I really liked it. You definitely felt the empowerment of it, like when she was like saying no one can stop me, and then like doing her scream. Like I feel like it was very empowering and very like, yeah, like no, like really, it was almost like a release. It's like, even though she's talking about, I think heavy metal, for me anyways, as not necessarily a heavy metal listener, it has this stereotype of being, about like bad, like low vibrational stuff and things like that. But this is definitely not that. It's definitely empowering, and so it's kind of nice. You could tell like when she was doing that, it was actually like almost like a form of release. When they do those like spiritual like retreats and people are there and they're like screaming out and they're trying to like release stuff. That's kind of the vibe that I got from it, even though it is obviously heavy metal and there is obviously elements of heavy metal in there with the instruments and the band and all that. But it was a almost very spiritual experience because she was like releasing, and that must be quite like liberating to be able to do as well, just to scream and not like, yeah, I feel like as humans we kind of hold back from screaming just like that and just to let go of things. So I feel like being able to do that must have been quite liberating for her, which is nice to see. And also there was a guitar bit at the end from this girl. Oh my god, the guitar. Wait. It was giving, that bit especially was giving very classical. It was extreme classical vibes. It was almost like she was doing like, when they do it on the violin and it's like that was what I was getting from that guitar. So that was magical. And I'm assuming because a lot of Japanese bands And a lot of Japanese, like people were saying in the comments, like when I was reacting to other bands and stuff, and they were saying that they had like a lot of them have classical training and stuff from young if they get into music. So I would assume that that's the same case for them. If not, then that's pretty amazing. But you could definitely see the classical elements and the classical influences in the way she was just playing the guitar. Like it just sounded very classical, the progressions and stuff like that. So that was really cool. I really like that. But let's have a little look at the lyrics in English. So the verse 1 and the chorus. Okay, so the verses and chorus focus on a single beauty flower in a bustling city, using phrases like Oidena, which means come here, to entice the listener. The lyrics express themes of overcoming sadness through beauty, intense chaotic blooming, and being more beautiful than anybody else. That's really interesting because you definitely like the chaotic blooming idea that they've put here. Definitely links to that idea of what I said before, actually. So it's interesting I picked up on that, obviously, again, without even having understood the lyrics, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of interpret it without reading the lyrics or reading at least the meaning of the lyrics. Because like I said, heavy metals had that stereotype of being like low vibrational or whatever, and obviously screaming, especially as women, when we scream or when we are angry or when we show our emotions, we're sort of labeled as like chaotic or hormonal or whatever they stereotypes that we get put that are put on us as women. So it's kind of nice that they say chaotic blooming. It's like even though it's chaotic, they're still blooming, and there's still that beauty of like the single beauty flower of like beauty and intensity and being more beautiful than anyone else by sort of shouting or by being all woman and being liberated in your emotions. Because I feel like I said just earlier, that we just get those stereotypes as women of like us being chaotic and us being like emotional and all this stuff. So I like how they're feeding into that stereotype by, or not feeding into the stereotype, but showing that stereotype very clear, but it's a way of protesting in a way. So I quite like that. As a woman, I rate that a lot. And then the bridge final chorus, it says the songs reject conventional words, demanding hearts, and urges listeners to go crazy and dance more violently than scattered flowers, ultimately aiming to rise, pray, and seize the future. That's really interesting. I love that because it does link to what I was saying. You know, this word of scattered flowers. Now, I don't know if this scattered flowers is actually what's taken from the lyrics, or that's just this AI's Google interpretation of it. But either way, it definitely links to what I was saying in terms of like obviously flowers is like a lot of women, and the feminine nature is very much likened to flowers and nature, and flowers are very delicate and pretty and colourful and dainty, and so that's like the stereotypical feminine nature. But then the fact that it's like scattered flowers and like, you know, a single beauty flower in a bustling city, you know, it's like the feminine, but it's like us having to kind of claim our place in the world, and like all those kind of themes that were running through it, which I really like actually. And like obviously this idea of like no one can stop me, so leave it to me now. Like it's just an empowering song, I think, and you could definitely tell that they felt empowered as they were performing it, by just releasing, by just being a woman, by being women and being like a human beings first and foremost, and like expressing and shouting and like being, you know, expressive regardless of the stereotypes that may be placed on us as women. So I really like that. That was really cool. Yeah, so thank you so much for requesting this. And I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. Obviously, subscribe if you resonate with my energy. I post a lot of reaction videos. I already have a lot on my channel from different genres, different parts of the world, different languages. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to subscribe and join the family. If you do have any other requests, there is a link in my description box as well for you to send them through. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys wanting to spend the time. Until next time, bye.